and Benedict.
Benedict.
If you're watching the last video, you get
Penelope.
Penelope. You watch Booker T, you'll know that as well. It's nice to have you back in the office, mate. It feels like you haven't been here for 1,000 years after
I had a whole week and 2 days away. It's been fantastic. Cooking meth. Earning a good,
You can tell it's getting to the point now where conspiracy theories are starting to arise where you've been. And I, for one, am not correcting them.
What conspiracy theories have there been? This is the news, of course.
Something you might have been sacked.
Oh, might have been.
Might have been. Something you might have found yourself in Alaska after a crystal meth-based
That is actually what happened. I lived there for a whole week, but the cold was too much at this time of the year, so I came back to Newcastle and the sun.
Your theories on where Ross has been in the comments down below. Anyway, shut up, because we've got to do news.
Get on with it.
Vince McMahon gives up on pushing a WWE Raw star. Meanwhile, a SmackDown star has signed a new multi-year deal. And a WWE legend is set to appear on SmackDown this Friday. Find out who in a little while. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said, well, he might not. And he also talked about the career of EC3. And it's not looking too good for Ethan Carter III.
Now, what you said there in the intro got me puzzled. Vince McMahon gives up on pushing WWE star. Mm-hmm. When did Vince McMahon start?
It's a very good point. EC3 rocked up in NXT and certainly felt like a big star coming in, and didn't spend that long in NXT before he was called up to the main roster. So we went, oh, get in. They're obviously got big plans for him, moving him straight up.
And then he stood in a mirror, and froze. Remember that on Raw?
Yeah.
He's done that. Questions have to be asked. What has EC3 done in the past decade to somebody with power in WWE? Because it happened the first time he was there as Derek Bateman. Everyone thought, oh, he's going to be great. And then, oh, no. And he's come back and he's got everything they want to be a main event guy. The wrestling sort of takes a back seat a little bit. He's got the promo, the charisma and all that malarkey. And it hasn't happened again.
From the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave says, I think that Vince gave up on EC3 real fast. They did a tryout with EC3 in April, putting him together with Drake Maverick like they were in TNA. And Vince hated that too. So I don't think this is a Paul Heyman call. This was always going to be a Vince McMahon call. Vince McMahon decides he doesn't like you. That's it. Whether it's the connection to another company. I know they have a habit of bringing somebody in with an established gimmick from somewhere else, destroying the foundation, and then rebuilding them as something completely different. Whether it's that, I'm not...
It's weird, though, because you look at the Viking Raiders. I know they've got a new name, but, the look and everything about them is just War Machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they've managed to keep it. But EC3 and Drake Maverick, who were amazing in Impact Wrestling, the bloody Bloodfest. Oh, all that stuff. Hook it to my veins, whatever the kids say these days.
Just shoot it to my veins! Yeah, he's got so much potential. But you see someone like an MJF in AEW, and I'm going to draw parallels between MJF and EC3. I feel like that if EC3 had the room to maneuver, you could have had your own MJF on your hands. MJF is an example of what could have been with EC3. I think, anyway.
We got a little taster as well, that stuff with Velveteen Dream around the pool in NXT. We're thinking, they're going to do it properly this time. And then he comes to the main roster, and as I say, he runs through the backstage area with a drill, screaming, because it's funny, ha-ha. And he freezes in the mirror and can't move, ha-ha.
There's some YouTube stuff that he's working on with Drake Maverick. There's a series that they've started now, but I think they're doing it just to pass the time.
Yeah, they got it.
One of them.
What a shame.
It is a real shame. I remember a year or so ago. It was more than that. It was multiple years ago. There was a spate of people moving from Impact to WWE or to NXT. So I put out a tweet with a picture of EC3 and I just put Derek Bateman to NXT confirmed. To which EC3 found it and just quote tweeted me back saying, Derek doesn't live here anymore. So when he signed for WWE, of course I tweeted him saying, Derek does live here.
That's the thing, though. He proved there. He's got the humour. He's got that thing. You know how certain wrestlers just get it.
Yeah.
He gets it, doesn't he? Just let him go and do it, like MJF does in AEW. It's so frustrating.
It is.
It is. That's it, right? It is. No, if.
Some better news for another lad on the WWE roster, and Elias has penned a new multi-year contract with WWE. We found this out on WWE Backstage on Ryan Satin's new feature called...
Is it the satin sheet?
The Satin Sheets.
Because he's all kinky with the satin sheet.
I wish he talked like that.
Hello, I'm Ryan Satin. Welcome to the satin sheet.
How could the satin
Just reminds me of that.
feel
Do you
against
know when people had pictures taken in bed with Sonny?
with Ryan Satin. Yes, I remember this. Wasn't it at WrestleCon?
I've got no
or like
idea.
a WWF fan fest. Get into bed with Sonny and
have a picture.
and-
have a little spoon. Have a picture.
That's a weird birthday present from your missus. That is, but it's
Didn't have missuses.
Fair point, well made. Wrestling fans, isn't it? But multi-year contract for Elias, who they've obviously got big plans for him.
It's
forever.
weird. It's another one cut from the same sort of cloth as EC3, but not like too far into the cloth. He's on the periphery of the underutilized guy. Because Elias is just he's so much better as a heel. And the heel run he had when he nearly melted that arena with Kevin Owens and stuff like that, you're thinking, oh, this is going somewhere. And he just kept doing the same thing every week. And then he aligned himself with Shane McMahon. And then that went sort of nowhere. Then he got injured. And he's come back. And it's like, I sort of want to just do something.
It's one of them where this is in direct correlation to the EC3 story. Where you've got someone like EC3 who's got talent and charisma for days, yet they just think, oh, we can't do anything with you. Yet Elias, who has had like 400 false starts, they're adamant, like, we're going to get something out of you.
They're giving themselves plenty of time, to be fair to them. Multi-year deal.
Yeah, they got
just do something substantial with the guy. Just don't have him come out and do the song and...
What do you do with him?
I've got no idea.
That's it.
It's not my problem.
It's not my problem. Do you give him a title run of some kind?
He was a fantastic... I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. He's sort of like cut from the same cloth as a honky-tonk man. Just because he's got a guitar. Heel, champion, intercontinental, something like that. I don't know. We could have him run away and hit people with guitars.
Just have him with the intercontinental title and nobody can beat him. He always cheats and fights his way out
That
of
seems
it.
the most logical thing to do, doesn't it?
I see title run for Elias confirmed at that. But I think he's better as a heel than a face.
Definitely.
Without, I find it funny how they kind of keep returning to this idea of let's make him a good guy. So, well, this guy is clearly a jackass.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care for this man. Let me boo him. Like, I think they sometimes mix up reacting with being reactive. So, like, when people react to him playing songs,
It's because he's entertaining.
he's entertaining.
Not because he's... Well, he is good at playing the guitar, but it's not like, it's a #1 hit this, let's all sing along. It's because he's entertaining. In a sea of things that aren't very entertaining most of the time.
It's true. In terms of a full-on return date, it looks like he's back in the Rumble on January 26th.
Spoilers?
Well, he sang a song about it on SmackDown.
I haven't seen SmackDown, I was cooking meth.
Yeah, you were, weren't you?
I was cooking meth, I was too busy.
He sang a song going, I don't mean to fumble, but I'll be in the Royal
Oh,
Rumble.
well, that's all right then.
I think that's what the song was. I can't remember. Good luck, Elias. Well done, fella. Everybody's favourite 6 sides of steel-shaped showcase is coming back as Impact have announced a lockdown pay-per-view for 2020. We'll say pay-per-view, it's going to be on Impact Plus. It's the spooky noise of the ghost of
it's not
lockdown.
spooky, it's an excited noise.
Yeah.
Can't wait. The 6 sides of steel.
Oh, well, it's like, well, even though they're not 6 sides anymore,
Yeah, it's 4 sides, isn't it?
that's a bit of weird trying to fit a 6-sided steel ring into a 4-sided ring.
Yeah,
Good luck with that.
Just cut the corners off.
That's it. Lockdown was very much sort of their sort of staple sort of WrestleMania time pay-per-view, but it wasn't their WrestleMania.
No.
I think this was lost somewhere. Remember that? Do you remember that time? I think it was 2010 when TNA just hired a whole load of WWE cast-offs, extras, and
Hogan,
Flair, Hardy, Val Venus, all them, Rob Van Dam all came in.
Midian was there as well, wasn't he?
Probably, but then not Viscera. But there was the build to lockdown, and it's so funny because lockdown happens around the same time as WrestleMania. So there's Ric Flair doing a piece to camera, which they kept with Ric Flair going, "Oh, lockdown! It's the greatest extravaganza in the history of wrestling. It's the granddaddy of them all." No, mate, that's WrestleMania in the same month. Just because it's in the same month of WrestleMania, this isn't TNA's WrestleMania. Pay attention to the company you work
Do you reckon
for.
it'll just be a whole night of steel cage matches?
It is. That's what lockdown is all the time.
But
That's
just
why
like,
I love
a
it.
standard box standard steel cage.
Yeah.
I hope they put a twist on it, me.
Well, the twist is that it's a whole night of cage matches. That it came about by accident. There was a meeting backstage, and and a couple of the matches for one particular pay-per-view were going to be cage matches, more than one. So somebody said to Dusty Rhodes, why don't we just make them all cage matches as a joke? And Dusty went, that's a great idea, Daddy. And Lockdown was born.
Yeah.
So if you want some highlights from Lockdown, there's some good and some bad and some ugly ones. There's an incredible six-sided steel match. I don't think it was at our Lockdown, but it's a great six-sided steel match, which was Triple X versus America's Most Wanted, I want to say.
Are you a whale?
Too long a things for all the fish. That's a dolphin. No, there was the one where Eli Skipper walked along the top of the cage. It was very, very nice. Some bad ones. Do check out James Storm versus Chris Harris in a blindfold steel cage match.
The Wildcat, Chris Harris.
The Wildcat.
Why would you stick a blindfold on him? Expect good things to happen.
It's bad enough when he can see. But yeah, a blindfolded steel cage match was a particular highlight one year. Oh, and the electrified steel cage match.
I was gonna, how many different takes on a cage match can you do to pad out an entire pay-per-view?
Oh, they'll find hundreds. Find hundreds.
A cage on a pole match.
Oh, cage on a cage match.
Yeah, a pole on a cage match.
Mind blown. It's on Impact Plus in a bit. Enjoy. And finalima, the Big Red Mare is coming back on Friday.
The Big Red Mare?
That's what I'm calling him now.
Define your words, enunciate, say mayor, because I heard you say Big Red Mare, and I nearly wanted to hit you there, because you don't call Kane a mare.
He's a horse. The Big Red Mayor. Kane, a.k.a. Glenn Kane Jacobs, a.k.a. the scariest mayor since the last one, making an appearance on SmackDown this Friday.
What will he do?
First time since
24/7 title, yeah.
Yes.
He got R-Truth, didn't he, in the football stadium? He's like, I still got it. What a moment. Me fave, Big Kane.
And then R-Truth rolled him up afterwards to win it back.
Yeah.
Is that not the biggest win in
Probably.
R-Truth's career?
Probably.
Former WWE
Until he beats Brock
champion. Oh yeah, that's true.
coming. It's not coming at the Rumble, is it? He pulled out.
He pulled out the Rumble when he wrestled.
WrestleMania. R-Truth versus Brock Lesnar.
My way or the highway. Yeah, so Kane's turning up on SmackDown this coming Friday, and it's not entirely sure what he's going to do. I don't know whether, obviously now Bray Wyatt / The Fiend is on SmackDown, and the last time that we saw Kane, as well as that 24/7 shenanigan, he was being attacked by...
Oh yes, he's on the pictures on the Firefly Funhouse. He could do that thing. Just put his head through the picture.
Oh!
He's got his head sat there in the picture frame, and then Bray doesn't realise he's got his back to it. And he's just like, hello, Bray. Boom. See you later. That's a crap idea. That's a crap idea.
That's a great idea.
But the Big Show's back. Just put him with a Big Show.
Oh,
Big Show on Raw. Big Show's on Raw. What a shame.
Big Show and Kane they are the star-crossed lovers.
We need a tag team called the Big Show and Kane.
If only we had a big tag team. Get amongst it, lads. Yeah, so Mayor Kane.
So is it Mayor Kane or is it Kane Kane?
I could be Mayor Quimby for all I know. But for all it says here that Kane is going to make an appearance.
God knows what he could do.
So I know. Also on SmackDown this week, Roman Reigns and Bobby Roode in a tables match.
Ooh.
Robbie Roode's back now from having his wrist slapped. He's back
in. He was injured, wasn't he? On holiday. What was the game?
I believe he was
cooking meth. He's in the hole with me. Me and Bob.
That's the Netflix series I'm waiting to see. Thank you very much. Have a lovely Wednesday.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye all.
Goodbye everybody. My testicles have dropped.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.